Farewell. Fatal Fury.
So these are the songs that need to be in the game.
It released in 1991, the same year as Street Fighter II, but this one came later.
Okay.
It launched after Street Fighter II. Like many of the other fighters, Fatal Fury was often regarded as a title that was developed to capitalize on the popularity of Street Fighter II, but that's not really the case. Actually, both Street Fighter II and Fatal Fury were developed using the original Street Fighter as a foundation. In fact, the development of Fatal Fury was started by one of the planners of Street Fighter.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Did I just hear you say, wow? This one is also a multiplayer-focused fighting game. In the story, someone named Jeff Bogard is killed by Geese Howard. Geese Howard starts up a fighting tournament in Southtown, which he runs.
Yeah, so I'm looking to see...
To avenge his father's death, Terry enters the tournament, which is known as King of
My
Fighters.
moveset was correct.
I mentioned the
will
term
be,
King
but
of
that'd be
Fighters,
kinda dope.
something you may have heard before. Yes, there's actually a popular series called the King of Fighters, and that series was named after the fighting tournament within the world of Fatal Fury.
Named after the tournament King of Fighters. Oh, sorry.
And Terry Bogard, who is the protagonist of Fatal Fury, also appears in all the games in the King of Fighters series as one of the main characters.
Okay, wait, he's talking about King of Fighters, so we
If
might
you
be
want to
getting
play a
a King
game
of
from
Fighters.
either of the Fatal Fury series or the King of Fighters series,
Moveset.
many of them are available now on Nintendo Switch as part of the Arcade Archive series. You may not know which one to play first, but my recommendations from the Fatal Fury series
Wait,
would
Fatal
be
Fury is on the
Special.
Switch? Oh,
From the
dumb.
King of Fighters
Yeah, of
series,
course.
my recommendation would be the King of Fighters
I'm
95.
sitting here thinking about
But
the,
if you want to play a fighting game with all sorts of strategic elements, then I recommend the King of Fighters 98.
I'm sitting here thinking about the SNES.
Next, I'll give you some insight on
emulator
Terry
things.
Bogard. Actually, this video was recorded about 1 month prior to its release.
Oh,
That's because we need to translate and edit videos like this one, and that takes time. The game footage you see here is not from the final production ROM, so please understand that there may be some elements that differ from the final game. Since we have the opportunity,
Okay.
I want to talk about Terry using a lot of SNK lingo, meaning in this discussion the younger generations may feel a little out of the loop.
that's hilarious.
But there's nothing to worry about. When we released the original Nintendo 64 version of Super Smash Bros., I was often asked, who is Samus?
Bro, you serious?
Whether or not the character is fun to play as is more important than whether the character is new or old, or whether the character is recognizable.
Let's go,
as ever.
Sakurai. That is nothing.
I want to make sure I
facts.
present Terry to you in such a way that you can fully understand his appeal. So thank you.
Spitting
Okay,
facts.
let's begin.
Let's do this.
This is Terry Bogard in Super Smash Bros.
They
Ultimate.
actually used this theme.
He's still wearing an outfit that reflects the era of his original game, but we did our best to make him look cool in a variety of ways.
They killed it.
When he stands next to Ryu, it almost makes you wonder, is this really a Super Smash Bros. Game? Doesn't it? Just like Ryu, when you're playing one-on-one, he'll face the opponent. Actually, he always looks in the opponent's direction.
Okay,
Even if
so
you move
he's like
into a
Ryu.
location behind the opponent, he'll quickly turn around, always keeping his focus on the opponent.
I was worried about that, but it's okay.
Let's talk about his moves. His neutral attacks are jab, body blow, and high kick. Each move is something familiar from the Fatal Fury series,
Okay.
and his dash is power charge.
Nice. That's just like
This
I
is a
think
move
it's
you can
heavy
use in
punch?
Real Bout, Fatal Fury Special, and others. In the original series, it was one of his special moves.
Yeah, something like
His
that.
tilt attacks are middle kick, rising upper, and under kick.
Oh
Compared to
my
Ryu,
gosh, this
his
is gonna
attack
be
speed
fun.
is slower.
But he does more damage.
This is to match his original series. Now for smash attacks. First up, backspin kick.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
This
crack shoot.
Smash attack is the equivalent to his strong attack, but the motion is even cooler than in his original
And he
series.
travels a little bit.
Next, wild upper and slide kick. Both are from the original series. Then his midair moves. Jump, then chop. Jump, then kick. jump, then backward kick, and then somersault kick.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
However, this somersault kick was not included in the original series, but we needed a move to attack up, so we created a new move.
Okay.
Also, jump and then karate punch for a down air attack.
Okay, so he's basically
If you
Ryu.
successfully pull off a down air, it's possible to attack with a meteor effect, as you can see here. It's basically like Ryu's. Next, I'll cover his
Is that
throws.
true?
His forward throw is his familiar
Obviously
buster
not.
throw.
No, can't
His
be
back
true.
throw is also buster throw. And his down throw is neck breaker drop.
Oh, I like that. Can you combo off of that?
In fact, he used it in the game Fatal Fury Wild Ambition.
I remember that game.
I miss playing that game on Hyper Neo Geo 64. And then, his up throw is grasping upper. This sort of dodge attack can be performed after a spot dodge. I mentioned dodge attack, and this actually does exist.
Oh!
During a spot dodge, immediately press the button to counterattack. During a dodge attack, your upper body becomes invincible, so this kind of move
Let's
gives you the advantage when you
go.
counterattack.
That's good.
Now for his special attacks.
Power wave. is
His
gonna be
neutral
used.
special, with just the B button, is Power Wave.
And then input is power geyser, maybe?
Depending on how long you press the button, you'll use one of two types of special attacks, weak and strong. This one is weak and kinda slow, and this one is strong. Fast, isn't it? For Ryu, in his original game, you used 3 buttons, so there were weak, medium, and strong attacks. For Terry Bogard, you could use 4 buttons in his original game, but there were only 2 buttons for punch, so that's why he only has 2 attack levels, weak and strong. This rule applies to all of his special attacks, so please keep that in mind. By the way, the attack Power Wave is a move that shoots energy along the ground, but how does it look in the air? In his original game, you couldn't use this move in the air. This is how it looks now. As of the King of Fighters 96, the Power Wave ability had a shorter range, so we've recreated that version of the move. It's a useful move in midair and helps keep opponents in check.
Okay.
Next, we have a special performed
Interesting.
while holding in the direction of your opponent, Burning Knuckle. This move also has a weak and strong version, as well as a command input.
Quarter circle.
Like the Hadouken command input from Street Fighter
Yeah,
2,
that's what I got.
you perform this command using the directional inputs
Quarter circle
down
forward,
to the
punch.
side in the direction of your opponent, and then press the button.
Excuse me.
Doing so makes the move a bit stronger.
Oh, okay. It's like a banjo.
This means that
range.
Burning Knuckle has 4 variations. Weak without command input, and strong without command input. Weak with command input, and strong with command input. The strong version using the command input is of course the most powerful. You'll hear a noise when you input the command.
Please come out today. That would literally make my day. I'm just gonna do a second live stream after that.
And if you've succeeded, you might also notice some green mixed in with the flames.
Like
It may be slight,
Ash?
but there is a difference.
Please don't do anything about Ash in this game.
A strong version
I
of
love King
command
of Fighters,
input
but
really is
screw
strong,
Ash,
even
man.
capable of KOing opponents.
Ash is just annoying.
It can be blocked, however, so be on the lookout for that. In such a case, you'll be left wide open.
Okay.
And this is a first for the Super Smash Bros. Series, but the side specials are split into 2 versions, a back special and a front special. That means there's one more side special than usual, Crack Shoot.
Crack shoot.
This is a familiar
Oh!
move from his original game.
So that's how you
There's
do crack
also a
shoot.
command input version.
Like quarter circle back.
It's performed by using the directional buttons down to the back, followed by
Okay.
the A or B button.
That's interesting. So what's this down B
The
then?
command version can launch your opponent quite a bit further.
It's like a. Oh, okay. That's his run speed right there.
It creates a bit of an arc, so it can be used as an anti-air attack when your
Crack shoot.
opponents try to hit you. At close range, if you happen to be blocked by a shield, it's hard to be counterattacked because you
Ah, come on. Every single
will pass through them. There's something I want you to remember.
And what's
When you
that?
do a crack shoot off screen, this is how it will look.
Oh, so it's kind of
Terry
like
swings with his whole body when using Burning Knuckle and Crack Shoot, so it can be hard to recover.
Oh, you see how
However,
he didn't do
if you keep pressing backwards
rising
without inputting
tackle,
commands,
so he didn't have to
you
use
should
his
be able to
recovery.
initiate Crack Shoot
That's
in the
hilarious.
direction you're trying to recover.
This
Let me
music
show
is
you one
good,
more
too.
time. Do this, then continue to press backward. And then you can recover. If you press too quickly or input some commands, you'll fly right off the stage, so be careful. And this is his up special, Rising Tackle. It
Multi-hit?
also has weak and strong
Because
versions,
it's multi-hit in the
each
game.
with differing heights. And did you notice that if you hold down briefly to charge, your whole body glows a little? In this case, your whole body will be invincible at the start. Either way, your legs will be invincible. Here's an example of this invincibility in action. With the standard Rising Tackle, I got completely wiped out when I threw myself at them. But with Rising Tackle's charged command version, you can't be hit at this moment, so you come out on top.
Oh, so the angle
You
is
can
up.
of course use Rising Tackle as a recovery as well.
That didn't look like
Even
that
after
was
using
very
Burning Knuckle or Crack Shoot, you can still use Rising Tackle. This is also very helpful when you're trying to recover, so please keep that
Does
in
it put him in
mind.
free fall like everybody
His
else?
down special is Power Dunk.
Okay, so
an
Power
attack
Dunk's
that
not
rises and
his super.
descends.
Or Volcano Dunk might be his super. Or it might just be a geyser.
This side, down, diagonally down command input is also known as the Shoryuken command.
Yeah.
If you can pull it off, you'll be invincible at the start of the move.
Ooh, okay, that's pretty strong. Wait, did he
Also,
just hit a
you
wall?
can hear a sound when it connects. But it might be tough to make
There's a
out.
wall? No,
Now,
they probably
let's
put
talk
that
about
up for
canceling
the
specials. I'd really like you to keep this in
Stream.
mind. First, if you use a special after attacking with a standard attack, the special won't come out until the move animation has finished. That makes sense, right?
So how fast can he cancel?
But here's what happens if you cancel out of it. At this moment here, if you've successfully entered a special command input, the rest of the animation will be canceled.
We got turbo
allowing you to
mode,
execute it
Terry?
Immediately.
Yes!
I'll do that again. Throw out a kick like normal. And once your leg extends, you'll perform the move. Set it up so that when you attack, you can go straight into a special. This will increase your offensive options.
That's
Please
dope.
try this out. For example,
You can do that
attack
to
1, 2, and power down. This is
Oh
a
my
bread and butter
gosh.
combo. Aside from that, you can also get Terry to fly out and attack in an M shape.
Let's go.
In his original game, you could only cancel attacks on the ground, but in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's possible to cancel aerial moves. The types of aerial attacks that you can cancel are limited to things like neutral air attacks or down air attacks. But I think it would be wise to use these combos to expand your offensive options.
Nice.
And at last, the final smash.
Power geyser.
His final smash begins with triple geyser.
Okay.
Terry will shoot 3 geysers straight forward.
Wait, can he do the other one?
However,
Are you okay?
if you think that's all, you're very mistaken.
Until Volcano Dunk? Buster Wolf? Yo!
As you can see,
We got,
triple
I'm
geyser
sorry, I'm
connects,
tripping.
you'll
We got
follow up
Geese's
with power
theme.
dunk
I
and
was
Buster
hoping for
Wolf.
that.
It's 3 moves in 1.
It's
a visually striking combo. You may be wondering what happened to his original super special moves. Yes, they're here too. With the usual rules, when Terry's damage meter rises up to 100% or higher, and in stamina mode, when his overall HP drops to 30% or less, you'll see this go icon at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, here's this thing.
At this point, if you enter the specific command,
there we go.
You can initiate the power geyser you see here. The command input is, if I borrow the way it's said in the original game, down, angle down, side, angle down, forward. Well, it's a bit complicated. Downward, then backward, then forward. You see? It is an action game after all, so you get to control the direction of your punch, be it right or left. In that case, no matter which direction you're going for, just swap the right input and left input. It's like this: downward, then backward, then forward.
Thank
Or
you
down,
for explaining,
and then the opposite
Sakurai.
direction, if that's forward.
We appreciate you.
And then there's his other super special move,
Are you okay?
Buster Wolf.
I'm so happy.
You can initiate this one by
Quarter
repeating the
circle forward,
Hadouken
quarter
command
circle
input
forward.
twice.
Let's go.
Down to side, then down to side
I'm
again.
so happy. Are you okay?
It can be rather difficult to pull off moves using the original game's command inputs, but you can also use simplified command
Are
inputs.
you okay?
In the case of Power Geyser, remember this: down, side, down, forward. As long as you input the command downward, to the side, to the back, downward again, and then forward, you should be fine. In the case of Buster Wolf, it's simply down, side, side.
Thanks for simplifying it.
That should be easier to remember. Even though the command input is complex, it
You're
can still be
teaching a
blocked
new
with
generation of kids how to do inputs.
Since these moves can only be used when Terry has taken a lot of damage, you'll be in even more danger if your opponent blocks. So they're high risk and high return. Please save them for when you really need to make a last-ditch effort. You can use it again and again,
If you can
but
get
be
it.
careful. Your opponent may be able to predict your move and take action. Essentially, it's best to use it when it's least expected, or to cancel out of a combo,
Yeah,
like
that killed.
this. For the taunts, I decided to match his original game. His up taunt is "Hey, come on,
Come on,
from
come
the King
on,
of Fighters
come on.
series. His down taunt spins his hat like in the Real Bout series. And his side taunt is "Stand Up" from Gutto, Mark of the Wolves.
Yo, if we can get Kid Rock to come with him to do that,
demonstrated
I would be
him
so
using
hyped.
various special moves in the game so far, and you can hear his voice. Like that. We've incorporated both his longer remarks, like Power Wave, from older titles, and his shorter remarks, like Rock You, from newer titles.
Rock you!
And here are his color variations.
Oh, I like these.
There's a good variety of colors available from across
Look at that
the series,
old looking Terry one.
and the cap design is slightly different in each version. They're based on his original games, and we've also included some from the King of Fighters 14 and the anime series.
Nice. We did not get the... Okay,
He
it had to get
sometimes
that
takes
one.
off his cap too. For example, it happens during his victory pose. His cap also blows away when he is defeated in stamina mode.
Really?
The stage is called King of Fighters Stadium.
Joe! And Yuri.
It looks
That's
like
dope.
one hardcore fighting
And of
coliseum.
course, you can't forget Rio.
The text above the Jumbotron reads, King of Fighters, without the. When we talk about a game title, we need the up front, but the name of the tournament in the game's story is just King of Fighters.
Thank
This
you
is a
for
very unique stage,
explaining
and
that.
it follows some rules that haven't existed in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate before. First, the edge is walled off.
Oh!
In the Super Smash Bros. series,
That's why
you
it's
need to
walled
launch
off.
opponents off the stage. Here, however, the more damage a fighter has accumulated, the more the wall will visually react when they're launched into it. Can you see? Eventually,
Okay,
fighters
that's
will break right
super
through the
not
wall.
legal, but it's kind
there
of
are
dope.
fireworks in the background. Basically, this special feature allows you to KO an opponent only after they've accumulated enough damage.
That's dope. That's kind of dope.
That way, you can enjoy the battle more like you would in a traditional fighting game. When you're close to the wall, it's possible to be KO'd even when your damage is low.
That's fair.
It's just like in regular stages. In the Real Bout Fatal Fury series, there was a feature in which the walls could be destroyed and players could suffer a ring out when they hit the wall.
Okay.
This isn't exactly the same, but we made it kind of similar to that. We hope you'll enjoy playing at this stage with all its special rules.
So I was totally wrong about Are you okay? Bust out.
By the way, there are guest characters in the background.
Yes, Joe,
Since
man.
we had the opportunity, I'd like to introduce them to you.
That's my other main right there. I'm trash with him, but I still claim him.
First up,
Hey, Andy.
Bogard. He's the adoptive brother of Terry Bogard. Both of them were adopted from an orphanage and raised by Jeff Bogard.
Yes, they were.
However, while Terry's teacher was Jeff Bogard, Andy studied under Mai Shiranui's father. He uses the Koppoken fighting style.
He has some of the
Joe
best
Higasha.
damage in
He's one of the three
13.
main characters from earlier games in the Fatal Fury series. He's the only one that doesn't have any connection to Geese Howard. He's a Muay Thai champion. Tung Fu Ru.
Tung Fu Ru.
He's the master of the
we
Holy
gonna
Fist
see
of
King?
8 ways.
You have to
and
have
he also
King.
trained Jeff Bogard. He can enlarge his body as well. Billy Kane. He's been in many Fatal Fury games since the
He
first
looks
one,
really good.
and he's the right-hand man of Geese Howard. While he appears in the first game, his costume is based on his appearances in King of Fighters 97 onwards. You can't really see his back, but the no smoking symbol is definitely there. Geese Howard.
Somebody's gonna clip
He's the
and go
big
see
boss
it.
of Southtown,
Geese.
and he's the rival of Terry Bogard.
He's
Falling
also
off of
dead.
buildings is his
so.
thing.
Rock, let's
First
go!
appearance was Garo, Mark of the Wolves. He's the son of Geese Howard, and Terry actually raised him.
Let's go! You
That
put
means
Rock and
his
Smash
appearance in this
Brothers.
game at this age,
This is
with
the
that
greatest
look,
thing.
doesn't really jive with the timeline, but Smash is kind of like that to begin with, right? Kim Kapwan. He uses Taekwondo and considers himself a fighter for justice. His Ho'okyaku is very famous. Ryuji Yamazaki. His first appearance was in Fatal Fury
Yamazaki
3,
is in
and he's a
Smash
criminal known
Brothers?
as Dark Broker. He's very selfish.
Okay, who
and
else are they
sadistic.
put in? Put Mars
Blue
in.
Mary.
Hey, Blue
Her
Mary.
first
Okay,
appearance
that's
was
fine.
in Fatal Fury 3
I like
too.
her.
She uses combat sambo,
put Chris
and
or,
she's a good drinking
what's
buddy
that
of
one dude?
Terry's.
Can you say
Those were the
drinking
characters
buddies?
from the Fatal Fury series, but from here
Will
on,
Nintendo
let me
get pissed
introduce
at me?
characters from other series. Athena Asamiya. She's a Psycho Soldier.
Why didn't I think
Psycho
her?
Soldier is a memorable
Oh,
game released around 1986, and it was
Kula
the
Diamond.
first title to feature
And
a
K.
fully voiced
We
theme
need
song
K.
within the game. This epic song was also remixed for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it was recorded in both Japanese and English.
Wow.
Music start. Kyo Kusanagi.
Of course.
He's the protagonist of the King of Fighters series, and he uses the ancient martial arts Kusanagi-ryu. Speaking of the protagonist, there are differences depending on which version you're talking about, like Orochi and Nest. Anyway, he is forever a school kid. Iori Yagami. Originally, he was introduced
Sakurai
as
just
Kyo Kusanagi's
claim
rival, but when I
Kid?
first saw this character in the game at the time, due to his look and attitude, I thought, whoever created this character must be a genius. Goro Daimon.
Diamond.
He's a judo gold medalist belonging to the Japanese team, and he likes to throw his opponents.
Yeah, what is her
Chang
thing?
Hohen and Choi Bonge. One is an escaped convict, and the
Oh
other
my
is a
gosh.
slasher. They are
Fire.
currently undergoing rehabilitation under the previously mentioned Kim Kapwan. Ralph Jones
Hey,
and Clark Still.
Clark.
Originally, they were main characters in the Ikari Warriors series before Neo Geo. They appeared as guests in the Metal Slug series too. Ryo Sakazaki, the protagonist of Art of Fighting. The original Art of Fighting was released just before Fatal Fury 2. That means it was the first game to implement a true super special move. How could I not include him?
Rio.
King.
Yes,
Her first
King.
appearance
Let's
was in Art of
go.
Fighting, and
That's
she's
my
a
other
bouncer
main.
and bodyguard. She is a beautiful woman with an androgynous sense of style.
You got that right.
Next, Yuri Sakazaki. She was kidnapped in the first Art of Fighting game, but after that, she trained hard and mastered Kyokugen Karate in just
this-
1 year.
this song
in other
is
words,
fire.
she's a genius. So, as you can see, we've included many characters, a total of 20 characters. You know, it's very cumbersome. I mean, it takes a lot of time. But so many people love each and every one of these
Seriously,
characters,
you're
even
the
outside
bomb.
the confines of their individual series.
You're the bomb for
so we
this.
simply had to do our best by them. By the way, you may have noticed that a very important character from the Fatal Fury series was not included.
Sherman?
Yes, Mai Shiranui.
My.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is for good boys and girls of many different ages. Please forgive us. Also,
You couldn't
my
put her
music
in the
features a variety
game.
of tracks, and the music that plays affects which special guests will appear.
Oh my gosh.
For example, there's a track called Pasta, and when the music is playing, Andy Bogard will always appear.
I'm so dead.
I hope you look forward
He
to that as
couldn't
well.
put Mai in the game because she's too bad. I'm so
Okay,
dead right now.
I'm done providing information, so now let's jump into some actual battles.
I'm about to cry.
This time, I'm going to play the Terry route of Classic mode. On top of that, I want to try and hit the highest intensity level.
Imagine being
Let's see if I
so
can get all the way up to intensity 9.9.
so beautifully made that you can't get into a fighting game.
Honestly, playing the game in extreme
She's a-
difficulty while doing commentary is extremely hard. One or the other is doable, but doing both at once forces me to divide my attention. But that means I should do my best at both. I'll do my best. First, this route is named the King of Smash.
Oh,
Three
man.
characters who have some sort of connection will appear as a set, a challenge that looks somehow familiar. Okay, the first intensity level is 5.0, so I should be fine. All battles in Terry's route are stamina battles. This stage's special KO rule that I talked about earlier isn't the best match for stamina rules, but oh well. On his route, a lot of stages feel like they're from a traditional fighting game.
Hey, okay, so you can finish off with that.
Okay, I did it anyway.
Did Sakurai get better?
Of course, even in this mode, it's not impossible for me to try for a KO, but normally it'll be over before that. There. Done. Looks like he's saying, give me something.
Why
Next,
is
round
Sakurai
two.
so...
It's the Legend of Zelda team. Just because characters are in a team because of their similarities, that doesn't mean that they have to be from the same game.
You know, it would have been cool if he upped their
This is Let's Go to Seoul,
damage,
Kim Kapwan's team,
and then
and I've got it set up so that we don't move from the bottom of Prison Tower. It would be easiest to simply knock him off the screen, but I'm not going to do that, because it's not as fun to watch. Oops, I knocked him off. Over here.
I love Sakurai.
It's gonna blow. Will he do it?
Oh, so you can combo up air into recover.
Alright. The boomerang's not coming back. And I can't go to the edge.
Oh man, I'm still in tears over that my share and everything. Man.
Oh no! The tables have turned.
Sakurai, don't you dare lose. Oh, he canceled it. Oh, I missed the whiff.
He wears his cap backward when he does a power dunk. Now you could call this the giant stage. All the giants are lined up. Of course, the music track is Taku and Stepi. Of course, he says. You might wonder who Taku and Stepi are. But it seems like it means Tanaka and Kitamura. This track is from Fatal Fury 2. There's a giant wrestler named Big Bear, and this is his track. Regardless of the track name, it's a really famous hard rock song, so please give it a listen.
It's pretty nice. I'm probably just gonna put it on that.
The original song was called Yusha Raiden. There's that masked wrestler. Big Bear is his true identity. He's called Raiden.
Yeah, Raiden is, and then I think he's King of Dinosaurs and King of Fighters 14. You can jump from it. Cool. I was wondering about
I'm beginning to find the intensity quite tough.
Because imagine you jump off the edge trying
to whole atmosphere is a little different than how it's been up
but
until
now. You can recover.
Right? We've been to arena-style flat stages, but suddenly we're at a battlefield form stage.
He broke shield!
There's an item.
He broke shield with that.
There's an arcade game series called Athena, and this stage
I have to play this character. I mean, there was no doubt in my mind I was going to play him.
He's metal. Now that I'm thinking about it, I suppose both
he broke
Athena
shield
and the Athena games were possibly an homage to the Athena of Greek mythology. Plus, I wanted to do something where two characters who are similar or have similar abilities.
He canceled into break shield.
It's a nice Kokugenryu team. If I let my guard down, I'll easily be defeated, so I need to pay attention. Not bad.
He almost broke shield again! So the rule is don't let Terry anywhere near you.
By the way,
because
you
his
can
combo
use moves
games.
like crack shoot to aim for overhead platforms, so they have some utility to them.
Look at that
Kept her in
combo
check.
potential.
Whew, that was close. Looks like that firebar didn't work out for her.
I know what move I'm gonna be spamming.
It's getting brutal. The intensity is close to 8. You could say the opposing team is comprised of heroes from different companies. Sonic and Terry are on the stage. Actually, Sonic and Terry were both created in '91, so they're the same age. And the next year, in '92, Kirby was born.
You gotta turn
Everyone's
into
getting
information
old.
about his own creation.
But they're still on active duty. You know, it's easier to fight.
So it's
on
kind of
slip
like
ground.
Incineroars.
When using crack shoot, it's especially easy going uphill. Yikes. It's too soon to be taking this much damage. I started out with 150 HP, so I feel like I'm losing. Next, Mega Man.
You can
born
dodge
in
out of side
87.
B. Okay, cool.
The first Street Fighter came out in '87 as well, so that makes Ryu the same age. That was bad. Don't go off screen.
Nice.
He went off. I'm sorry. And now, Pac-Man from 1980 is here. Of course, this character was made by Bandai Namco Studios, but when I talk to their team, I'll call him your company's character. They always come back saying, oh yeah, our company's character. I often have these kinds of exchanges with them. Oh, that was close.
Well, we almost killed you.
But I won't give in until the very end,
It's gonna end up
because
killing
I've
you.
got a super special move. How was that?
That was a lot of damage. That's what it was.
Well, how about now?
Are you okay?
It's bad
That's
to
not
keep
fair.
using the same move. Seriously.
He only says that after he shows
Next,
everybody
you
what
could call this
potential
Team
is.
Darkness. With the track Soy Sauce for Geese playing on the rooftop, it's got the aura of a final showdown.
Did you say soy sauce for geese?
Oh, not good. Up next is Ganondorf.
gosh.
I don't want to get hit by him, not even once. He's huge. Yikes. You can't take things lightly in moments like this one.
Yo, he makes this character
That
look
was
so
a bad
much
move.
fun.
Alright, can I do this without getting hit?
He actually did it without getting hit. I'm
Now
proud of
for
you,
a
Sakurai.
scary one, Bayonetta.
Scary? You nerfed her to the ground. She can't do nothing to you.
Yep, I'm giving this everything I've got. Oh, that was just dangerous. Pulling off that midair jump was risky. Uh-oh,
Oh, I like her Japanese voice. I've never heard it.
she's so good. That was a beautiful move.
I may have to change
but you
my
couldn't take advantage of that opportunity.
Japanese voice.
That will cost her a lot.
And he did the rock time.
Time for the final battle. It's not Master Hand, but Ryu, Ken, and then Terry. Art of Fighting version 230000000.0 is playing. In other words, it's kind of a themed fight. He's super strong, so I have to work hard. I'm not
Shoot,
pacing
Sakurai is
this out
doing better
very
than
well.
I would in this type of situation. And again, he's had
I'm
a
starting
month
from
to
150
try this character
HP,
out.
so I wish I defeated Ryu before my HP dropped to 100.
Oh, come on,
But I can't give
quality.
up until the end. I have a super special move. But Terry is last, so he can use the same super special move. But this is no time for chit chat.
Okay, they cancel each other out.
Oh no!
But a Doken probably comes out faster.
This is no good. Got it!
Nice.
It gets even tougher from here.
You know what's sad? All the people who are getting pissed off about Terry in the game are probably going to be the highest ones to play him the most time.
I messed up a perfect shield. Here he comes. I gotta be on guard.
Ooh, we caught him. Nice.
Yeah, but with a power wave? If I could have pulled off a super special move, that would have been awesome. But, alright, did I make it to intensity 9.9? Yes, I did. That was hard work.
Okay, Sakurai.
Terry Bogard is really fun to play as, so I hope you enjoy playing as him in such situations.
When is that?
Next, let's talk about the music. This time we have something very special lined up for you. For instance, when we were deciding which songs to include in this set,
I'm
we
listening.
thought about concentrating on songs related to Terry, but there were a lot of big band style songs that didn't really fit the mood of
I
battle.
wasn't the hugest Terry's theme
That
fan.
aside, the music of
but they're
SNK
making
has
it work.
always been great, right from the beginning. So this time, we selected tracks that could be called
Only because
SNK style.
I don't think it matches the character.
Basically, we expanded
but,
the selection a bit to include series
I can hear it
outside of
now.
just Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters. SNK songs have always been great, really. This was true before Neo Geo, and all the way from the old The King of Fighters games to the arrangements
It
in
matches
the
his
latest
smile.
installment, The King of
Just
Fighters
in the back
14.
of my mind, I just always thought it would be like a rock song or something.
We did a lot of digging around, and finally managed to narrow our many candidates down to 50 songs.
50 songs? I'm sorry if I
We
keep
never
yelling in
intended
your
to do
ear.
something like this, of
This
course.
is...
So we submitted our 50 proposals to SNK, expecting them to pick out maybe 10 or 20 that they considered acceptable. But they told us they were okay.
They gave you all of the songs.
As a result, we've pretty much added in 50 songs. Have a look at the list.
Oh my gosh.
That's how we ended up with the list we have, but we worked hard to deliver some of the best remixes.
Oh my
This
gosh.
was a very special one-off case, and I don't think we'll be able to do the same for other series. To be honest, I think that being able to hear such a selection might
And you
make
got
the
Metal
Fighters
Slug
Pass worth
and
quite a
Samurai
bit more than its
Showdown?
price. I
Sakurai's
do
the
hope
good
you'll
one.
enjoy it. Challenger Pack 4 comes with the Spirit Board too. The Spirit Board can be selected via the Spirits menu. Have a look at the background.
Oh, I like it.
If
It's
it looks
that
familiar
stage
to you,
from
you'll start feeling pretty nostalgic. Shinkiro-san's artwork is always so nice and vibrant, isn't it?
I just want you
can
guys
also
to
look
know,
forward to mock
Mount
tournaments
Rushmore
featuring
is
each
in
of the
Super
characters.
Smash Brothers.
That old school Athena and Ralph and Clark artwork really is something. Now for the Mii Fighters. Please have a look.
Let's go. What do we got? Heihachi? Yo, give us a rock costume or a geese costume. Okay, Nakaruru. I can mess with that. I can mess with that. I like her theme too. I have Falco. And then the wolf. Okay, that makes sense. Rio? Yeah, Rio. Okay, that's dope. That's a good costume. King of Fight. Ryu. Hey! I like that. Iori. Okay. Are you okay? Virtual Fighter. Oh, okay, they had to bring this costume back. Are we getting a Fatal Fury costume? Hey, I wanted this Jackie costume back. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. Okay, that's a good pack. I was really hoping for like a geese costume, but this is fair too. Please release today. I would literally love you forever. November 6th. That's today. I'm getting all those costumes today.
SNK was also involved with the Mii Fighter set this time, so it has a strong fighting game influence. It borrows a lot from the series Nakoruru comes from, like her wind slash attack, so I hope you'll enjoy those little details.
Good stuff.
Moving on to Amiibo, here's the new lineup. Simon, Chrom, and Incineroar. Each of these will be released on Friday, November 15th.
Okay. I don't really use Amiibos like that, but still.
Next, let's discuss the details of the updates. We've made some improvements to battle arenas.
Okay.
First, we're making it so you can send messages to each other in a battle arena.
What?
The messages are preset.
Thank you.
So there's that, and also the player who created the arena can now change the rules.
Thank you so much.
We've
so I
also
don't have to
added
go
the
back
option
and
to
change
play
everything
either
again.
Battlefield form or Omega form at random.
We're
in
gonna
the stage
probably do
levels.
one tonight. If not tonight, I'm doing one tomorrow.
Aside from that, you can now pick Elite only as an arena type. Furthermore, quick play won't be the only way to play with people you don't know. As long as the arena type is set to public and no password is set, we've made it so anyone is now free to join. So I hope you'll enjoy that.
That's cool.
Terry is due for distribution on November 6th.
It comes
If you
out
have
today.
the Fighter's Pass,
Yes.
you'll be able to get
Yes.
them straight away, or you can purchase
Yes.
them separately.
Ah!
Well, I think that wraps it up
Sorry,
for
I
our
keep
Terry
doing that to
Bogard
you guys.
showcase.
You're gonna show a
I
new
hope you
character?
were able to convey his appeal.
New
By
character?
the way, his reveal trailer was aired in advance. It was created using SNK pixel art. The complete version of it, including the gameplay portion, is finally ready. I'd like to show it to you after this.
Okay.
Now this is something of an inside story, but I of course wrote the plot for SNK's pixel art packed reveal trailer.
Really?
When the invitation comes out, you might recall how it says, "Don't be late, S." That is not what I wrote. It makes me think, ugh, this is why I hate inside jokes. After leaving it to the staff, it snuck its way in there. I just want you to know that the S is also the Super Smash Bros. Series S. Well then, let's move on to the
Not
intro.
Sakurai S? Oh, he's gonna show us the full trailer. That's cool. I'm glad that he does. He doesn't have to, but he does it, and that's pretty cool. You get to see a gameplay that goes with the rest of the trailer. He didn't put it in there, but he still left it in because he knows it's iconic at this point. I really wanted Geese to get in the game. Terry. Die fair, never download. Does this seem faster to you? Or maybe I've seen it so many times I just know what to expect. He's still under Orochi's control. Come on, come on.
Come on!
Oh, it's red now.
Are you okay? Hey, come on.
Oh, he had his like Kid Rock. Okay. Well, like Kirby gets gloves. Okay. Yes. Do it to Snake. Do it to Snake.
Okay.
That was a good trailer. That was pretty good, Sakurai. Pretty good.
We crammed in a little too much content this time. Hopefully, I'll be able to make future showcases a little shorter.
Thank you so much, dude. You're really a blessing and a half, man. Honestly. That was kind of dope. I was